and address the gathering. Can we have a round of applause for Sir?
My greetings to everyone present here. I am grateful to the organizers for affording me this opportunity. When I saw through the mechanism that was indicated by Vireshji, transparent, accountable, unimpeachable, all parameters and elements were objectively considered. I thought to myself as a senior advocate, a challenge to this will fail in court at once. There can be no greater honor to get a feast like this. The changing profile of India that has been on incremental trajectory in recent years. I saw it. And I'm sure that augurs well for all of us. Extremely delighted to be associated with BML Munjal Awards Mind Summit 2022. Very aptly marks post-pandemic repurposing India COVID management earned us laurels all over. It was a very difficult time. But what India has done, perhaps it is unparalleled. The awards are named after a hero who created hero. A hero who now inspires many youngsters, motivates them, and I'm sure all of us will leave duly energized. There can be no better mechanism to develop a country than to make available to the people an ecosystem that allows them to exploit their potential and talent to the fullest. This is working out in recent years, and this is having impactful presence in all segments of our societal life. I would recall the observations of one of the finest presidents of India we had, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and what he said was, I quote, "When learning is purposeful, creativity blossoms. When creativity blossoms, thinking emanates. When thinking emanates, knowledge is fully lit. When knowledge is lit, economy flourishes." Unquote. You see, we have noticed in recent years impactful presence of our giants, rich human resource at a global level. The focal role in the success of globally reputed powerhouses, Google, Microsoft, Twitter, IBM, MasterCard, Channel, PepsiCo, Starbucks, to name only a few. They have Indian imprint. They have benefited enormously out of our human resource and genius. with right governmental interventions and resolute leadership, Bharat has become the fifth largest economy in the world and is on course to become the third largest economy by end of the decade. When Viresh was talking and others were reflecting on his script, I would slightly deviate from the script, which is a tough task for the position I hold. I could never imagine before I came to this place that startups, innovation skills have taken that dimension, which is serving society at large in such a befitting manner. I recall the days when I became a young lawyer and had difficulty in getting a library in my house. A public sector bank could spare 6,000 rupees to me, and that created what I am today. When I disbanded my library, when technology overtook us, I had to send it in 2 trucks to Jaipur from Delhi. Now what I see, there are no constraints. There are no limitations. The system has risen to a level where you need to have an idea in your mind. You can put it on the ground. I'll give you some instances. As a member Lok Sabha in 1989, I had the privilege of 50 gas connections to be given every year to anyone I like. And that was a big power in the hands of a member of parliament. And the Honorable Prime Minister could think and execute 180 million gas connections free. Imagine where we have come to. As Governor of the State of West Bengal, I was amazed that Food Corporation of India, NAFED, were feeding 90 crore people nearly for 2 years. In Bengal, I monitored it for 9 crore people. Now these are things where we need someone like Viresh to put across to the world. I know much of the credit goes to the people sitting here. This number is not statistical to me. I know your power. I know how you exploit potential. I know how you create wealth. I know how you generate employment. And therefore, when as Governor of West Bengal, I was heading a group of 10 governors on ease of governance. The other members of my group were more talented and experienced than I was. And we got good assistance from Niti Aayog. In my mind, because of the litigations I have handled, was people from industry, trade, business. Are they getting the respect which they must? Are they not suffering some kind of uncomfortable moments because of governance? And the report focused on that. My good friend, Mr. Sushil Rungta, who has been Chairman Steel Authority of India Limited, I sought his assistance because he had rendered a similar report at the instance of then Planning Commission. I have always wondered, is there a parallel to Indian genius, Indian enterprise, Indian innovation, Indian skill? With my limited experience of having been involved with mega dispute resolutions, being connected to them as member International Court of Arbitration for 3 years, I can tell you, we are next to none. We need an ecosystem that must not be creating an obstruction. I note with great satisfaction that now, for last few years, an ecosystem is being generated that plays affirmative role. I strongly believe that the attainment of the country in becoming the 5th largest economy goes to government and industry acting in synchronized manner. And I would urge the tall leaders of the industry and business who are here, please be in sync with governmental schemes so that Indian economy continues to be on incremental trajectory. We have lot many people who are well qualified, whom we need to impart skills. And skilling has to go down to the villages. This morning, when an attendant was serving me tea, I found him by body language to be very intelligent. As is my habit, I interact with every human resource who comes in contact with me. So I inquired of him. I was surprised. He was a postgraduate, a very qualified man, can make huge contributions. Mine is a small establishment that does not have an economic profit and loss balance sheet. I will attend to that. But if industry looks into those areas in the villages particularly, or tier 2 cities, I am sure you will get skilled workers in the field of health, education, apart from other segments. Now this can be done only in a systemic manner. Ad hoc situations do not create long-term impact. When I came to this function, I thought it was formal. What I saw, I would ever cherish. I am going from this place really motivated, energized to put across your thought wherever I can. During a month I have been in office, I have interacted with the chambers who could spare time. I would share what I shared with them. I indicated to them that we have a government that means to attain much. Thousands of years ago, we were at peak. We need to regain that position. Please interact with me. Give me your formulations. Give me your suggestions. And I will act as your foot soldier. And that is the role I need to play. I will play. I wear another hat that could be a little more worrisome. a challenge, Chairman Rajya Sabha. I am engaging into extensive discussions. If deliberations in Rajya Sabha, if decorum in Rajya Sabha, if contributions in Rajya Sabha do not inspire your confidence, do not inspire confidence of impressionable minds, do not inspire confidence of people who are looking for better India, better conditions, then we are not in wholesome scenario. I have shared my thoughts with leaders of various political parties, indicated to them, let us have consensual approach so that largest democracy and mother of democracy on earth imparts a categorical, affirmative, societal-oriented message from the House of Elders. One to one, there is no disagreement. We are on the same page. The problem lies that what starts as a ripple gets into the menace of a tsunami by high decibel media coverage. Two of the awards given today, if media takes it in high decibel, I can assure you, thinking brains in IITs, IIMs, and otherwise will be motivated as never before. If it is backdropped by the, I would say, super objective selection mechanism for which chairman and members of the jury have to be gratified, this will generate anything which is good, impactful, positive, affirmative, in help of society, finds place, certainly not on the first page. I would therefore avail the opportunity that fourth pillar of democracy, a great stakeholder in governance, to serve the public interest at large, they must have an apportionment, some kind of reservation, that this time is reserved, the top slot is reserved for good things we have done, the achievements we have accomplished. A challenge which I have noticed of late and which comes from brilliant minds who served this nation at one point of time or other. They will engage into a politics of a different kind. Anywhere from the globe, a voice will be raised. Indian economy is not in good shape. Total disconnect with the ground reality. Total disconnect with the banking inclusivity of 250 million people at that particular point of time. Totally unmindful of the situation. And 900 people were fed free for nearly 2 years, totally ignoring how the village scenario is changing, totally ignoring. And there is no responsive stance from others. This is a time which is a turning point of our history. This is a time when world has taken India and Indians more seriously as never before. This is a time when our leadership enjoys high credibility and respect. If at this time, our brilliant minds all are before me, in one segment, in other segments, they must always keep only one interest in mind. And that interest is interest of Bharat. Lot is to be done. Lot is to be attained. And technology for a change can make things affordable, like education, health, hygiene. I was surprised when I went to my village 4 years ago, a turning point. I keep on going regularly. I found connectivity in the village 4G was more effective than it was in Delhi. That is changing profile. I am grateful. I wouldn't take more time, but individually and otherwise, I seek your indulgence by way of appropriate inputs, either institutionalized or otherwise, so that I can really discharge my obligations as Vice President of India and Chairman Rajya Sabha to subserve larger public interest. Once again, I am grateful to Munjal family for affording me this great opportunity on two counts. One, the nature, dimension, depth of the awardees. And two, it has afforded me an opportunity of interfacing with all of you. And I'm sure this will go a long way in shaping course of actions and steps that I need to take. Thank you so much. I am grateful.
Thank you, sir. Can we have a round of applause for our Honorable Chief Guest?